Yes, students. So we'll discuss May 2025 RTP for indirect tax section B, guys, GST. Some instructions is given. Let us just go through it and then we will see the questions. First one. All questions have been answered on the basis of position of GST law as amended by Finance Number 2 Act 2024, including significant notification and circulars and other legislative amendments made which have become effective up to 31st October 2024. Unless otherwise specified, the section numbers and rules referred to in the questions and answers relating to GST pertain to Central Goods and Service Tax Act 2017 and CGST Act 2017. Sorry, rules. Okay, act and rules separately they have given. Okay, means if nothing is mentioned, it is always understood that it is under CGST. If it is under IGST, they will only specifically mention in the question. And guys, this one will vary from attempt to attempt. You need not to worry about it because whatever is the position of the law as on that day. For May exam, whatever is the provisions up to 31st October would be applicable. Sir, will this be same even for upcoming exams? No, it will keep on adding. Clear? Means few amendments, if at all if it is there. Okay. That means I'm trying to tell, don't give so much importance for this date. This was for May. Accordingly, for the upcoming attempts, it will change. The GST rates for goods and services mentioned in the various questions are hypothetical and may not necessarily be the actual rates leviable on those goods and services. Further, GST compensation says should be ignored in all the questions wherever applicable. Means, guys, for the question purpose, they may give any rate, you can follow it. And first of all, sir, are we supposed to remember the GST rate applicable for various goods and services? No. But composition rates you have to remember. Whereas as per section 9, classification and all should we know, sir? No. What is the different rate applicable for goods, service and all? You did not know. But for question, if they have given any rate, please follow the same. Okay, fine guys. We'll get into the MCQ first. MCQ, case scenario, first one. Let me go see the requirement and then come back. First question here, guys. What is the due date for filing the final return in the state of Assam? Maybe companies getting cancelled with their registration. That is why they are asking final return. Okay, sir. Next, which of the following statement is correct in relation to reavailment of credit? Okay, question is on reavailment of credit. Had been reversed earlier upon payment of disputed amount by the company to Rudraksh Enterprises. Credit part. The amount of tax to be deducted at source under GST law by governmental agency of Gujarat. Guys, this is on section 51. Then, the amount of tax to be collected at source by the company under GST law during January is, so tax collected at source means they are asking on section 52. This is on TCS, this is on TDS, guys. Okay, sir. What is the last date of issuance of invoice in relation to construction of road by the company for last tranche of payment received? So this is due date of invoice. Last date to issue invoice is nothing but section 31, guys. Okay, sir. 5 questions are there. Let us see the story now. Case. Let us solve the case. Sambhav Limited, a company registered under GST and engaged in manufacturing and e-commerce operations. Okay, they are also e-commerce operator, guys. Operates in multiple states across India. The company procures raw materials from various suppliers and supplies finished goods both domestically as well as internationally. It also acts as e-commerce operator, facilitating third-party transaction as well as supplying goods and services on its own account. They are providing platform for others as well as they are selling their own goods through its portal round the clock. During its financial review, the management of Sambhav Limited observed the following. The company discontinued its operation in the state of Assam from 15 December. Okay, they are stopping their operation. The online application for cancellation of registration was furnished on 5th January. The registration was suspended from the same day. Suspension, not cancellation. Okay, from 5th January itself, it is suspended. Further, the order for cancellation of registration was passed on 2nd February. Order date, cancellation order date. Wherein the registration was cancelled with effect from 31st January. Guys, effective date of cancellation. Cancellation order date 2nd February, effective date of cancellation is 31st January. Okay, sir. The company paid an amount of 5 lakh along with the tax payable thereon to its supplier Rudraksh Enterprises pursuant to the settlement of dispute in December month of current financial year. Okay, they are paying 5 lakh now. The company had, this was supposed to be paid in December, I guess, something connected to December. Okay. The company had earlier reversed the ITC related to supply received from Rudraksh Enterprises due to non-payment of consideration and tax amount. The invoice was issued by Rudraksh Enterprise in the month of, not December, September of the previous financial year. Okay. Fine, guys. So what they're telling is, guys, payment was not made within 180 days. So credit was reversed. For whom? Recipient. Now later they have made the payment. Can they re-avail the credit? Yes, they can re-avail the credit. They can re-avail the credit. Correct? No, guys. If recipient has not paid within 180 days as per proviso to section 16. If recipient doesn't pay within 180 days, then if you have already claimed credit, please reverse it. Sir, later what if I pay it? Can I re-avail the credit? Yes. The company provided accommodation services to the government agency of Gujarat, registered under GST only in the state of Gujarat, in its own hotel located in the state of Rajasthan. Hotel is in Rajasthan. The accommodation services was provided for the stay of employees of government agency of Gujarat who had to attend the training program organized by central government. The total amount charged by the company for such service is 25 lakh. Guys, should TDS be deducted? Yes, government agency. Who is the recipient? Government agency. Who will make payment? Government agency. Should they deduct TDS? Yes. You can see value is more than 2 lakh 50. Okay, TDS will come. During the month of January, Dum Dum Limited supplied goods worth 75 lakh through the company's e-commerce platform. So this guy is a supplier who supplied goods through e-commerce operator. That is the this guy who is the, what is the name of him? Sambhav Limited. Okay, sir. Out of this supply, the goods amounting to 15 lakh were returned in January. Okay, in January itself it is returned. Further, the company also supplied its own product amounting to 20 lakh through e-commerce operator to the said month. Guys, is TCS applicable on this? No. Guys, TCS has to be collected on what amount? Come on, in January, 60 lakh. 60 lakh. Sir, how did you get it? 75 lakh minus returns, 15 lakh. Returns has to be adjusted. So TCS has to be collected only on 60 lakh. Okay. The amount of hotel accommodation services supplied through its e-commerce portal by the hotel owners not required to obtain registration under GST amounted to 20 lakh. Guys, on this, is TCS to be collected? TCS collect. See, they are also providing accommodation services through e-commerce operator. You can book the hotel rooms through e-commerce operator. Now the suppliers are not registered, it seems. Means hotel owners are not registered under GST. Now, who should pay tax? Supplier or e-commerce operator? E-commerce operator, part of RAT. Part of RAT. Correct? As per section 9.5, who should pay tax? E-commerce operator. Should they collect TCS on 20 lakh? No, they are the one who is supposed to pay tax. So if I ask you on what amount TCS has to be collected? Only on 60 lakh. Sir, what about 20 lakh, sir? That is our own products, no TCS. Then what about the another 20 lakh hotel service, sir, on which e-commerce operator is supposed to pay? When 9.5, e-commerce operator is supposed to pay as per section 9.5. Should they collect TCS? No, guys, they should not. Section 52 will not be applicable for the 20 lakh, only for 60 lakh. Okay. The company also completed a project for the construction of road taxable under GST for government agency on 31st December. The total time taken for completion of a project was more than 13 months. Continuous supply of service. As per the contract signed with such agency, the last tranche of payment of 25% of the total contract value was linked to the date of issuance of completion certificate by the government engineer. Clear? So completion of milestone event, guys. Payment is linked to the completion of milestone event. The completion certificate was issued by the government engineer on 15th January. However, the invoice for such supply was issued on 5th February, not within the due date. And payment was received on 20th February by the company. Guys, this is about continuous supply of service. Listen. One paragraph is one story. This is a continuous supply of service. Now, what is the due date to issue invoice? Sir, here the payment is linked to the completion of milestone event. What is that milestone event? Issue of completion certificate. When is it issued? 15th January. Invoice is issued on 5th February. That means invoice is not issued within the due date. If invoice is not issued within the due date, as per section 13, what is the time of supply? Date of provision of service or date of payment, whichever is earlier. Date of provision of service is, guys, when the service is completed, 31st December. 31st December. Date of payment, 20th February, whichever is earlier, 31st December. As per section 13 subsection 2. Read with section 31, which is the due date to issue invoice. Hope you guys got it. Based on the facts of the case scenario given above, choose the most appropriate answer. Fine. What is the due date for filing final return, guys? When is it? Okay. Final return due date. Okay, na? So cancellation order 2nd February. Effective date of cancellation is 31st January. Whichever is later, 2nd February plus 3 months. Plus 3 months, guys. So it should be February, March, April, 3 months. So it is, okay, here they have told within 3 months. No need to worry about date. Within 3 months from 2nd February. Within 3, exact date they have not asked, only the timeline. Within 3 months from 2nd February. Guys, hope you got it. 3 months from effective date of cancellation or date of cancellation order, whichever is later. Please be careful. Okay, second one. Which of the following statement is correct in relation to the reavailment of input tax credit that had been reversed earlier upon payment of disputed amount by the company to Rudraksh Enterprises? Guys, listen here. Sir, to claim the credit, we have a deadline as per section 16.4. Sir, recipient had already claimed credit. He didn't make the payment within 180 days. He reversed it. Later, he made the payment. Can he reavail the credit? Yes. For reavailing the credit, is the deadline applicable? No. If you want, I will show it. Just a minute. Yeah. You can see, guys, this is section 16. Under section 16, we have one proviso. This proviso. Correct. This proviso talks about what? Payment has to be made within 180 days from the date of invoice. If not, recipient has to reverse the credit if he has already claimed. Now later, if payment is made, however, once the recipient makes the payment of value of the goods along with the tax, he will be entitled to avail the credit again without any time limit. Without any time limit means, sir, section 16 subsection 4 time limit, is it applicable for reavailing the credit? No. Only for availing the credit, guys. Is that clear? So for this, there is no deadline of 30th November of next financial year and all. Hope you guys got it. Okay, sir. The company could have reavailed the ITC only up to 30th November of the previous financial year. No, this is not right. The company could have reavailed the ITC only up to the 30th November of current financial year. No, this is previous, this is current. Okay, both are wrong. The company could have reavailed the ITC only up to the end of previous financial year. No. Last one. ITC can be reavailed without any time limit after making the payment of disputed amount along with the tax payable thereon to Rudraksh Enterprises. So for reavailing the credit, there is no deadline applicable, guys. So in simple, 16 subsection 4 deadline will not be applicable for reavailing the credit. Next. The amount of tax to be deducted at source under GST law by government agency of Gujarat is, guys, very interesting, listen here. It covers under the exception scenario, that is proviso. What is it, sir? Guys, please pay attention. Now companies providing services or goods throughout India, they are registered. Now for this, where are they having the hotel? Rajasthan, correct? Where is the property located? Rajasthan. So obviously supplier would have taken the registration in Rajasthan. Yes, sir. Now look here. Guys, location of supplier, Rajasthan. Place of supply, Rajasthan. Why, sir? Because immobile property is located in Rajasthan. Clear? Whereas location of recipient Location of recipient is from Gujarat. Location of recipient is from Gujarat. Now what happens? Sir, location of supplier and place of supply is in one state. What nature it is? Intrastate supply. Intrastate supply. Whereas where location of recipient is in another state. If TDS is deducted, it would be difficult to pass on the credit. It will be difficult to pass on the credit. So it is one of the exception, guys. So no TDS in this case. No TDS. Very important. Sir, this is on what purpose? I will show you. Listen. TDS has to be deducted if the value exceeds 2,50,000. Yes, but there is one proviso here. Read this proviso. Let me read it. Provided that no deduction shall be made if the location of supplier and place of supply is in the state or union territory which is different from the state or union territory of registration, guys, of the recipient. So that means, guys, location of supplier and place of supply for us is in Rajasthan, whereas location of recipient is in Gujarat. So is our case covered in this scenario? Yes, that means no TDS. Even though value is more than 2,50,000, no TDS, guys. So the answer is nil. Very interesting. This is on proviso. Proviso. Okay. Fourth question. The amount of tax to be collected at source by the company under the GST law during January is, ignore the bifurcation, means they want you to give total. I already mentioned here, guys, TCS is on 60 lakh. On 20 lakh it will not come. Even on this 20 lakh it will not come. 75 minus 15. 75 minus 15. How much? 60 lakh into 0.5%. Total they are asking. Total they are asking into 0.5%. 30,000, guys. So the answer is C here. Sorry, D. D. And please be careful, if they ask separately, then 0.25%, 0.25%. But here they asked total. Next, what is the last date for issuance of invoice in relation to construction of road by the company for the last tranche of payment received? Guys, we discussed about this. In detail, I explained it. Okay, what they're asking? Last date to issue invoice, huh? What is the last date for issuance of invoice in relation to construction of road by the company? Okay, not the time of supply. They're asking last date to issue invoice. Section 31, continuous supply of services. Okay, sir. Now, service was completed on 31st December, guys. But payment is linked to the obtain of completion certificate. When did we obtain that? 15th January. Did you issue the invoice within that date? No. We have not issued the invoice within that date, guys. You can see invoice is issued on 5th February. 5th February. Payment is received on 20th February. So what was the due date to issue invoice? 15th January. Got it? Yes, sir. 15th January. Na. This is B, okay? This is B. Fifth one. Let me just cross check once. 15th. Yeah. What is the last date for issuance of invoice in relation to construction of road by the company for the last tranche of payment received? The total time of taken for completion of project was more than 13 months. As per the contract signed with such agency, the last tranche of payment contract value was linked to the date of issuance of invoice of completion certificate by the government. The completion certificate was issued by the government engineer on 15th. However, the invoice for such supply was issued on 5th February. Actually, if you ask me, time of supply would be 31st December. Time of supply would be 31st December because, guys, simple. When invoice is not issued within the due date, what would be the time of supply? The date of completion of service or the date of payment, whichever is earlier. So in that case, we will take 31st December or 20th February, whichever is earlier. But due date to issue invoice, they clearly told it is linked to the completion of milestone event. Yes, sir. Let me just see. As per the contract signed with such agency, the last tranche of payment of 25% of total contract value was linked to the date of issuance of completion certificate by the government engineer. The completion certificate, okay. So it was not the date of completion, it was date of obtaining the completion certificate. If it was date of completion, then it would have been 31st December. Correct now, but what is the payment linked for? Date of issuance of completion certificate. So it is 15th January, guys. Hope you guys are getting it. If it is time of supply, 31st December for sure. But here they are asking you the due date to issue invoice. Due date to issue invoice is not for completing the task. It is for the date of issuance of completion certificate. Is that clear? Yes. Chalo. Fine. So in my opinion, it should be 15th January. If it was time of supply, then obviously it would have been 31st December. Or else if question would have been like this, for example, scenario, the due date to issue invoices, the payment due date is the completion of the work. Completion of the work, then it would have been 31st December. But here, have they mentioned completion of the work? No. Date of issuance of completion certificate. So it should be 15th January, guys. Okay, chalo, we'll move forward. Actually, I don't know, because here even this was given as A, maybe by mistake they would have mentioned like that also. Even this option, B was mentioned as A only. Maybe by mistake they would have given like that also. Fine, we'll move forward. Sixth question. Surya is engaged in providing bouquet of goods and services. It is registered in Jaipur, Rajasthan. It provides the following information for the month of January, guys. Organized a business exhibition in Gujarat for Jignesh Industries, registered in Gujarat, B2B supply. Recipient is registered, guys, 20 lakh. Provided accommodation services to 10 CA students originally from outside Rajasthan in a hostel, Surya Homes, owned by it. Surya Homes is located in Jaipur, Rajasthan, 2,20,000. Hostel accommodation charges are 22,000 per student per month. As per the agreement, minimum period of stay of the student in hostel is 4 months, guys. 4 months minimum period of stay, and please be careful, charges is 22,000. Okay, sir, 2,20,000. Performed the Carnatic music to promote a brand of ready-made garments. Promoting a brand, not exempt. Reclay Garments, registered in Udaipur, Rajasthan, 145. See, this 145 is given to confuse you, to show that it is less than 150. But is it exempt? No, taxable. Intrastate services provided as a business correspondent to Money Bank, registered in Rajasthan with respect to accounts in Jaipur city branch. City branch, not exempt again. Not exempt. Yes, guys, please be careful. So that means taxable. Rented a commercial property in Jaipur, Rajasthan to Ganga Limited, a supplier of goods and services registered in Jodhpur, Rajasthan. Surya is a director in Ganga Limited. Doesn't matter. Clear? Surya is a director in Ganga Limited. Will we enjoy any exemption for that? No. Taxable, sir. Then sponsored a business summit organized in Bikaner, Rajasthan by Associated Chamber of Commerce and paid a sponsorship fee of 5 lakh to Associated Chamber of Commerce, registered in Jaipur, Rajasthan. Taxable under RCM. Is it taxable? Yes. Received the services of transportation of goods by a road from Sindhu Transporter, GTA, an unregistered goods transportation agency of Jodhpur, Rajasthan. Guys, is it taxable under RCM? Yes. Why RCM? Sir, supplier is not registered. So will he go for forward charge? No. Guys, in case of GTA, we have two options. Now, forward, if not forward, reverse. Now, supplier is not at all registered. Will he opt for a forward charge? No. Recipient, is he registered? Yes, this guy is registered. He is registered in Rajasthan. So, is RCM applicable? Yes, because he is one of the specified recipients. He is one of the specified recipients, guys. Okay. Taken cars on rental basis from Ajay Limited, registered in Jodhpur, Rajasthan, 1,50,000. Again RCM. Okay, we need to check our supplier whether he has paid tax at 12% and all. If supplier has paid tax at 12%, then no RCM. Fine, guys. Rates of CGST, SGST, IGST are 9, 9 and 18% respectively for both inward and outward supply of goods and services, except car rental service. Okay. Of transportation of goods by GTA, on which rate of CGST, SGST and IGST is what, guys? 2.5, 2.5 and 5. That means supplier has not paid tax at 12%. So even is this taxable under RCM? Yes, sir. All the amounts given above are exclusive of taxes wherever applicable. There was no opening balance of ITC for the relevant period. From the information given above, you are required to compute the minimum net GST liability payable in cash, CGST, SGST and IGST as the case may be for the month of January for Surya. And guys, please be careful. In RTP, marks weightage will not be given for the questions. Marks weightage are also, sir, will it be for 100 marks? Need not be. Yes, they try to cover the questions on different topics. That's all. Yes, let us move to the solution. Computation of minimum net GST payable in cash for the month of January by Surya. GST payable under forward charge, guys. Business exhibition organized by Jignesh Industries. Is it taxable under forward charge? Yes. What is the value? 20 lakh. Is it intrastate or interstate, guys? Interstate. How is it, sir? Let us see. Taxable since services by an organizer to any person in respect of business exhibition are exempt only when such exhibition is held outside India. Is it held outside India here? No. Okay. Further, it is an interstate supply since place of supply of organization it is. Okay. Of cultural, artistic, sporting, scientific, educational or entertainment event, including supply of services in relation to an exhibition, is the location of recipient. Location of recipient, which is it, guys? Gujarat. Location of supplier is Rajasthan. Place of supply is Gujarat. Interstate supply. What is the rate, sir? 18% IGST. Fine. Next, second one. Provided accommodation services to CA students in hostel. Supply of accommodation services having value of supply exceeding 20,000. Here it is 22,000. Per person per month are exempt provided that accommodation service is supplied for a minimum continuous period of 90 days. Since in the given case, hostel accommodation per student per month exceed 20,000, said services are taxable. Supply of accommodation services having value of supply exceeding 20,000 per month not exceeding, it should be. Okay. Yes, we'll see here. You can see. Since in the given case, hostel accommodation charges per month per student exceed 20,000, said services are taxable. Further, it is an intrastate supply since the place of supply of services in relation to immobile property is the location of immobile property. Where is it, guys? Rajasthan. Where is the location of supplier? Rajasthan. So intrastate. Intrastate, guys. Yes. Once again, I will just show you this because there is little confusion. You can see entry 12A, guys. Entry 12A in page number 74. Supply of accommodation services having a value of supply less than or equal to 20,000 rupees per person per month, provided that the accommodation service is supplied for a minimum continuous period of 90 days, 3 months. I guess in our question it was 4 months. 90 days thing is taken care, but value is more than 20,000. When value is more than 20,000, is the entire amount taxable? Yes, guys. Chalo, coming back to this. So here it should be supply of accommodation services having a value of supply not more than, not exceeding, it should be. Clear? Yes, because here they spoke about exempt. If it is more than 20,000, it is taxable. So in the given case, it is 22,000, guys. So 22,000 into 10, it is 2,20,000. Is it taxable, sir? Yes. 9% CGST, 9% SGST. Next, Carnatic Muse performance. Even this is not exempt because she is acting as a, or sorry, he is acting as a brand ambassador. He is promoting a brand. Classical musical performance by the artist Surya is not exempt even though consideration charged for such performance does not exceed 1,50,000. Since he has performed as a brand ambassador. Further, it is an intrastate supply since the place of supply is location of recipient, that is Rajasthan. Hope you guys got it. So 145 into 9% each. Next, business correspondent services provided. Guys, first of all, is this taxable under RCM? No, it is not taxable under RCM. Okay, sir. Business correspondent services provided. Taxable since the service provided in the capacity of business correspondent to a banking company are exempt only when the said services provided with respect to accounts in rural area. And here it was city, urban area. Is that clear? Yes. Guys, you might get confused with RCM, but please be careful. RCM is applicable only when services is given by agent to business correspondent, not from business correspondent to banking company. Is that clear? If it is a business facilitated to banking company, that is covered under RCM. Agent to business correspondent covered under RCM. Whereas business correspondent to bank is not covered under RCM, guys. Okay, sir. Next, renting of commercial property to Ganga Limited, 3 lakh, 9% each. Okay, intrastate supply, guys. Explanation. Taxable since renting of only residential dwelling for use as residence is exempt. Further, since services are being provided by a director of a company in his personal capacity and supplier of services of renting of commercial property is a registered person. Is Surya registered under GST? Yes. Tax is payable under forward charge and not reverse charge. Moreover, it is an intrastate supply since the place of supply of services in relation to immobile property is where, guys? The location of immobile property, which is again Rajasthan. Location of supplier, Rajasthan. Place of supply, Rajasthan. Intrastate supply. On 3 lakh, 9% each, guys. Got it? No RCM, FCM because supplier is registered. Okay. Total output tax liability. 70,650 each of CGST and SGST, and IGST is 3,60,000. Now coming to ITC, guys. ITC, Business Summit sponsored. So is sponsorship services covered under RCM? Yes. Since recipient of sponsorship services is an individual who is Surya, tax is not payable under reverse charge. Guys, actually recipient is an individual. Recipient is individual means RCM is not applicable. Is it taxable? Yes, but not RCM. So that means supplier is the one who is liable. You would have collected the tax from recipient. Yes, sir. So please be careful. That is the key point here. Recipient is individual. Tax is not payable under reverse charge. It is an intrastate supply since place of supply of sponsorship services is the location of recipient, which is in the given case Rajasthan. Further, ITC is available on the said service since it is used in the course or furtherance of business. Credit is available but not reverse charge, guys. It is FCM. If you want, I will just show you once. Yes. You can see fourth entry here. Services by way of sponsorship. Any person is the supplier, but recipient you look here. Any body corporate or partnership firm located in taxable territory. In our given case, Surya was not a body corporate. He was not a partnership firm. Hence, RCM is not applicable. That means it is taxable under FCM, guys. Okay, sir. Next, services of transportation of goods received from unregistered GTA. GTA is unregistered. So obviously option of forward charge is ruled out, guys. It is an intrastate supply since the place of supply of services by way of transportation of goods provided to a registered recipient is the location of such recipient. That is Rajasthan. Moreover, ITC is available on the said service since it is used in the course or furtherance of business, guys. Okay. So how much is that, sir? 2 lakh into 2.5% each. Next, taken cars on rental basis from Ajay Limited. Tax is not payable under reverse charge since the recipient Surya is not a body corporate. Even let me show that also. Guys, check each and every point. That is what important. 15th one, services provided by way of renting of a motor vehicle. Any person other than body corporate is a supplier, whereas the recipient is who? Any body corporate. Any body corporate. And here they have just mentioned Surya. So Surya is an individual, guys. Please be careful. Yes, sir. Yes. Let me read it from you. Tax is not payable under reverse charge, since the recipient Surya is not a body corporate and supplier Ajay Limited is a body corporate. It is an intrastate supply, since place of supply of car rental services is the location of recipient, which is Rajasthan. Further, ITC is available on the said service since it is used in the course or furtherance of business. No RCM, but credit is available. Because supplier is liable, you would have collected it from the recipient. So on 1,50,000, 2.5% each, guys. So total ITC available, you have to reduce it. So from output tax, whatever we have got here, where is it? Yes, this figures, reduce input tax, guys. Reduce input tax. Okay, net GST 16,900, 16,900 and 3,60,000 because IGST credit is not at all there, guys. Yes. And sir, can I straight away use CGST and SGST credit against IGST? No, first you have to use against the respective. If remaining, you can go and adjust it against IGST. But please don't get confused. See, IGST credit has to be utilized first. There is no IGST credit only here. So can I straight away go and adjust CGST and then SGST? Yes. CGST credit against CGST liability, SGST credit against SGST liability. Okay, sir. So you can see ITC of CGST and SGST has been utilized for the payment of CGST and SGST liability respectively. Okay. And whatever you have paid under RCM, only one case here, GTA, add it here. Add it here because you have to pay through cash ledger, guys. So you can see this is with respect to output tax payable through cash ledger plus GST on inward supply, which is taxable under RCM. Services of transportation of goods received from unregistered GTA. Since GTA is unregistered, it has not exercised the option to pay tax under forward charge itself. Thus, tax on services of transportation of goods being provided to a registered person is payable under reverse charge at 2.5% of CGST and SGST each, guys. So we have to add it. So finally we will get how much has to be paid through electronic cash ledger. Okay, sir. Hope you guys got it. Sir, why didn't we add other things? Guys, other things was input tax but not payable under RCM. That is why we are not adding it here. Only what inward supply on which you are paying the tax under reverse charge has to be added while calculating how much GST has to be paid through cash ledger. Okay, fine, done with this. Going back to the questions. Seventh one, guys, seventh one. Mehul Enterprises, registered under GST in Uttar Pradesh and a monthly return filer, is engaged in making taxable supplies of goods and services. It furnished the details of its outward supplies in Form GSTR1 for the month of January on 11th February. Okay, on time, sir? Yes, very good. However, on 14th February, the accountant of Mehul Enterprises noticed that one invoice issued to Vaishali Traders registered in Gujarat for supply of goods of value of 1 lakh taxable at 18% pertaining to January has been inadvertently missed, that is error, omitted, to be declared in Form GSTR1 furnished for January. He has approached you for the advice before furnishing Form GSTR 3B for the said month. Okay, he has come to you before filing 3B. After filing 1, but before filing 3B. In this gap, what can you do? 1A, good. You are required to briefly discuss whether Mehul Enterprises can amend the details of outward supply furnished in Form GSTR 1 of January. Yes, we have something now called GSTR 1A. If such amendment is permitted and details of Form GSTR 1 are amended, whether the details of said invoice will be available in Form GSTR 2B of Vaishali Traders for the month of January. It depends on what day they amend. On what day they amend. Is that clear? If they amend it on or after 14th, then the recipient will get a credit only in the next month. Correct? Yes, sir. Chalo, answer for the 7th one. As per proviso to Rule 59 Subrule 1, a registered person may, after furnishing the details of outward supplies of goods or services or both in Form GSTR 1 for a tax period, but before filing of return in Form GSTR 3B for the said tax period, at his own option, amend or furnish additional details of outward supplies of goods or services or both in Form GSTR 1A for the said tax period. Guys, in simple, after filing 1 but before filing 3B, whatever details you have omitted in GSTR 1 can be amended through GSTR 1A. Thus, Mehul Enterprises has the option to furnish the details of the invoice issued to Vaishali traders in Form GSTR 1A on or after 14th February, but before filing Form GSTR 3B. But before filing Form GSTR 3B for January. The corresponding effect of changes made through Form GSTR 1A on the liability of Mehul Enterprises shall be reflected in Form GSTR 3B for January. Will it be auto-corrected in 3B? Yes, sir. Further, Rule 67(2)A provides that additional details or amendments in details of outward supply furnished by the supplier in Form GSTR 1 filed after the due date of furnishing of Form GSTR 1 for the previous tax period shall be reflected in Form GSTR 2B for the current tax period. This implies that ITC for the supplies declared or amended by the suppliers through GSTR 1A will be available to the recipient in Form GSTR 2B generated for the next tax period. Clear? That means not for January. Will it appear in February? No, next month. Okay, and please be careful, 2B will reflect only once in a month. Only once in a month, which is on 14th. So if you amend on or after that, then will it reflect in the same month? No, only in the next month. Thus, the details of missing invoice of Vaishali traders will be available in Form GSTR 2B for the month of February. In which month? March actually. 2B of February, but in which month? March. Is that clear? Yes, sir. And this was straight away, guys, on one paragraph. That is, 1 second. I will show you also. I discussed too much about it because this is a recent amendment also, guys. Yes, you can see this. Okay, in page number 202. The question was purely on this. Okay, so let me move forward. 7th done. Question number 8, guys. Mr. Bindusar is an employee in Golgatia and Sons, working at its Mumbai, Maharashtra office. Mr. Bindusar is unregistered under GST law. His family is located in Bareilly and Uttar Pradesh. Guys, we call it as Rai Bareilly. You know, just Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi and all used to stand there in election. Yeah. His son requires a laptop for his school project on urgent basis. Therefore, Mr. Bindusar places an order in amazing.in, not amazon.in, amazing.in, an electronic e-commerce platform for supply of a laptop of latest configuration for his son, which is to be delivered at his residential address located in Bareilly, Uttar Pradesh. Delivery address is Uttar Pradesh, guys. Mr. Bindusar, while placing the order on e-commerce platform amazing.in, provided the billing address of his apartment located in Mumbai, Maharashtra. Billing address. Delivery address is Uttar Pradesh. You are required to determine the place of supply of laptop in the given case. Uttar Pradesh, guys. Again, this question is on the also on clarification. Okay, we saw one question here from the question paper also. Just a minute, I will show you. Yeah. So while discussing place of supply under section 10, guys, the question is on clarification. I will just read it out. In case of supply of goods to an unregistered person, that means the recipient is unregistered, where the billing address and delivery address are different, the supplier may record the delivery address as the address of recipient. Okay. On the invoice for the purpose of determination of place of supply of the said supply of goods. So in simple, delivery address would be the place of supply. I had also given illustration 9 for it, which was on mobile phone, but now it is laptop. Okay, guys, let us see the solution. Yes. As per the provisions of section 10(1)(c) of IGST Act 117, where the supply of goods is made to an unregistered person, the place of supply would be the location as per the address of the said person recorded in the invoice, and the location of supplier where the address of the said person is not recorded in the invoice. Further, as per explanation to the said clause, recording the name of the state of the said unregistered person on the invoice shall be deemed to be the recording of address. Even state name mentioning is enough, guys. What are they trying to explain here is 10(1)(c). This provision they are explaining. Clear? Yes. But we have a clarification for that. That is what I just now read. Okay, so accordingly, it is clarified by circular number 209/3/2024. Sir, should we remember circular number and all? Not required. GST dated 26th June 2024 that in cases involving supply of goods to an unregistered person, where the address of delivery of goods recorded on the invoice is different from the billing address of the said unregistered person on the invoice, the place of supply of goods in accordance with the provisions of section 10(1)(c) of IGST Act shall be the address of delivery of goods recorded on the invoice, guys. And please be careful that clarification is a part of section 10(1)(c) only. Even in my material I have mentioned clearly, refer clarification below. Also, in such cases involving supply of goods to an unregistered person, where the billing address and delivery address are different, the supplier may record the delivery address as the address of the recipient on the invoice for the purpose of determination of place of supply. Thus, the place of supply of laptop is Uttar Pradesh, guys. In the given case, it is Uttar Pradesh. Yes, sir. That's all. Coming to question number 9. Determine the taxability or otherwise of following services provided by Indian Railways. Okay, supplier is Indian Railways, guys. Supplier is Indian Railways. Clock room services provided to passengers. Services of transportation of passenger in second class. Platform tickets sold to passengers. Platform tickets. Renting of warehouse located in Bangalore railway station to Paras traders registered in Chennai. Renting of immobile property. Is it taxable? Yes. Forward or reverse? Forward. Service of transportation of passenger in air conditions coaches. Air condition. AC. Services of transportation of relief materials meant for victims of flood affected area. Exemption. Service of transportation of organic manure. 2 lakh. Okay. Guys, question is on exemption and taxability. Exemption and taxability. They're asking whether the following services are taxable or not. Okay, sir. Chalo, we'll go to the solution. One by one. If you can also add one column for value. If it is taxable, you can write the value. If it is exempt, you will write nil. You will write nil or exempt. Anything is fine. Okay. You better add the column for either amount or value, guys. Amount or value. Clock room services provided to passenger. Exempt, guys. This is exempt since services provided by Ministry of Railways, Indian Railways to individual by way of clock rooms services are exempt. Service of transportation of passenger in the second class. Is it exempt, sir? Yes. Exempt since service of transportation of passenger by railways in a class other than the first class or air conditions coach is exempt. All these are part of exemption chapter, guys. Platform tickets sold to passenger, is it exempt? Yes. Provided they are individuals. Obviously, passenger when they're told, consider them as okay. Exempt since services provided by Ministry of Railways, Indian Railways to individuals by way of sale of platform tickets are exempt. Next, renting of warehouse located in Bangalore railway station to Paras traders registered in Chennai. Guys, renting of immovable property is taxable under forward charge. Taxable since services supplied by Ministry of Railways, Indian Railways by way of renting of immovable property to a person registered under GST law are not exempt. Further, tax on the said services is payable by railways under forward charge. Please give clarity on that also. Under reverse charge, this is excluded. This is excluded. Correct? Yes. Okay, just a minute. I will show it. Yeah, you can see renting of immovable property 5A, guys, except Indian Railways. Excluding Indian Railways. So that means, is it covered under RCM? No. If supplier is Indian Railways, not covered under RCM. That means, is it taxable? Yes, under forward charge. Under forward charge. Even though recipient is registered, still no RCM, guys, because supplier is Indian Railways. Then services of transportation of passenger in AC coaches. Service of transportation of passenger by railways in a class other than the first class or air conditioned coach is exempt. Thus, service of transportation of passenger in AC coaches is taxable. Okay, sir. Next, service of transportation of relief material exempt, guys, meant for victims of flood affected area. Exempt service since service of transportation of relief materials meant for victims of natural or man-made disaster, calamities, accident or mishap or by rail is exempt. Last one, services of transportation of organic manure, even this is exempt, guys. It is specifically covered under exemption chapter. If you want, you can just refer to exemption chapter, guys, because now I am not able to show because it is covered in different list. Okay, it will take time if I keep on opening each and everything and show it. Clear? Yes. Whichever is exempt, if you want, you can cross refer. It is mentioned in exemption chapter, guys. Okay, sir. The last one. Question number 10. Mr. Ridya has obtained a voluntary registration under the GST law in the state of Madhya Pradesh in January, but has not commenced the business till the month of September. Obtained when? January. Not started till September. More than 6 months? Yes. In October, the proper officer issues a show cause notice to him for cancellation of his registration. You are required to examine whether the action taken by the proper officer is justified in law. Yes. Also list the other circumstances when the proper officer can cancel the registration as per section 29 subsection 2. Okay, let us see that, guys. Last answer. Cancellation of registration is covered in section 29, guys. As per section 29 subsection 1, one of the circumstances where registration can be cancelled by the proper officer from such date, including any retrospective date, as he may deem fit after giving an opportunity of being heard, is where any person who has taken voluntary registration under subsection 3 of section 25, which talks about voluntary, has not commenced the business within 6 months from the date of registration. Here is the gap more than 6 months? Yes, sir, from January to September. Thus, the action taken by the proper officer in the given case is justified. It is as per the law. They also asked, as per section 29 subsection 2 read with rule 21, in the following cases registration can be cancelled by the proper officer. Which are those cases, guys? One by one. A person paying tax under composition scheme has not furnished the return for the financial year beyond 3 months from the due date of furnishing the said return. This is section 10%. Next, any registered person required to file return under section 39 subsection 1, that is section 9%, for each month or part thereof, monthly return filer has not furnished the return for a continuous period of 6 months. Then C, any registered person required to file return under the proviso to section 39 subsection 1 for each quarter or part thereof, quarterly return under QRMP scheme, section 9% only, but QRMP scheme, has not furnished the return for a continuous period of 2 tax periods, that is 2 quarters, guys. 2 quarters. Okay. And in both the places they are talking about section 39, section 39. Yes. That means GSTR 3B. Any person who has taken voluntary registration under subsection 3 of section 25 has not commenced business within 6 months from the date of registration. This is what was asked in the first part. Okay. Then registration has been obtained by means of fraud, willful misstatement or suppression of fact. Then E, a registered person does not conduct any business from the declared place of business as per the registration certificate. Then a registered person issues invoice or bill without the supply of goods, services in violation of provisions of the Act, CGST Act, or the rules made thereunder, bogus bill. A registered person violates the provisions of section 171. Section 171 contains the provisions relating to anti-profiteering, that is making profit in the name of GST. A registered person violates the provisions of Rule 10A, that is giving the details of bank account. A registered person avails input tax credit in violation of the provisions of section 16 of CGST Act or the rules made thereunder. Then coming to one part. A registered person furnishes the details of outward supplies in GSTR 1 as amended in form GSTR 1A if you have amended. If any, under section 37, for one or more tax period which is in excess of outward supplies declared by him in his valid return under section 39, that is GSTR 3B, for the said tax period. Means your outward supply details as per GSTR 1 and 3B is not matching. A registered person violates the provisions of Rule 86B. That is only if your taxable turnover in a month is more than 50 lakh, then at least 1% of your output tax you have to pay through electronic cash ledger. Even though Rule 86B is applicable for you, you didn't pay 1% through cash ledger. That means you have violated Rule 86B. Then a registered person violates the provision of third or fourth proviso to Rule 23 sub Rule 1. Guys, now, sir, should I explain all this? They have given almost all the points they have given it here. It depends on the marks weightage. Clear? So assume they have asked like for 4, 5 marks or anything like that. Then at least, for example, assume they have asked for 4. You can write like 5 to 6 points maximum. Sir, if they have asked for 5, maybe 5 to 6 points like that. Clear? Actually, for each marks, 1 point is enough. But I suggest write 1 or 2 extra also to be safer. By mistake, if you have written some of the case half, that's not full. So it is better to write 1 or 2 extra also. Is that clear? Yes, guys. So this is all about the questions in RTP.